Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're gonna basically start our app creation. So what I've done is created a simple single app. So from the template, so single page app. If you open file new app, you select app and then click next. Basically fill out your information, make sure you select interface as SwiftUI, lifecycle as Swift app, UI app, SwiftUI app, and language obviously as Swift. Go ahead and click next, create the project. Once you have the project created, come to this settings for general tab, and you will have iPhone and iPad selected but not Mac. So go ahead and select Mac. It's going to basically create this entitlement file, and it's going to match whatever the experience there is for iPad. Okay, so that's what we have done so far. There's nothing else to it. So once you have done that, let's go ahead and start with a network manager. So we're gonna create our gonna create a new group, and let's create a group without folder, and basically we're gonna say services for this one, and inside this we're gonna create a new file, and this is going to be a Swift file. So select Swift file template, click next, and here we are simply gonna name this network manager. Okay, so once you have network manager created, what we need basically is we need some way to download our data and basically keep that data for that data that we have downloaded from the Hacker News API, right? So for that we actually also need model. So let's go ahead and create our model as well. So I'm going to create new group without folder, and this time we're going to create a models, and here we're going to create another file, and again Swift file, and we are simply going to name this post. Okay, so basically the post that we receive from the API. Okay, now Hacker News API is it comes in an envelope. Basically the response comes in wrapped in another result. So let me show you how that looks like. So there we have then we have our Hacker News, and we're going to use this link. It's hn Hacker News dot algolia, so algolia.com /API/v1/search ?tags front page. So what we want is front page news. So that's what we're going to use this. That's why we're going to use this URL for. And if you notice, the whole response is wrapped into this hits hierarchy, right? It's a key value pair, and key is hits, and value is an array of news articles. Now each news article is basically represented by these entries, and these entries have specific content that we can actually look at in a little bit. But first thing we need is this this hits, right? So what we can do for that, so what we can do is we can simply create a decodable structure that's going to receive that value. So simply going to say struct, and we're going to call this results. It's going to be decodable, and in order for decodable to work, we're gonna name it exactly same as the key is gonna be exactly same as this. So we're simply gonna copy that from here, and I'm gonna paste it here. So it's gonna be hits, and Now this hits is gonna be of type something. Now what that something is basically the content within this. So this content right here is the representation for these objects. So we're gonna call this a post, okay, that we have received from the Hacker News, and you're going to use that. So let's go ahead and create another struct that is going to be of called post, and then we're going to have our decodable and identifiable. Okay, so we can ID that as well, and we are simply gonna create an ID, and this is gonna be UUID. Let's see if there's any ID actually in this. So if you notice, there is no ID in this. There's only created at, but I don't see an ID. I see object ID actually, so that's okay. We can actually we can use that. We can use object ID. So what we can do here is we can simply say it's gonna be of type string, and we're gonna return object ID. Okay, and object ID is something that we're gonna get from the post. So we're gonna say let object ID of type string. Okay, so object ID is basically that ID that's uniquely identifying this object, and this is of type string. So we can actually take that name and simply map it right here, and this is what we're going to return as an ID for this entry to be found individually. Okay, so first let's fix this error. So this is going to be an array of post. Okay, and next up we are going to need maybe title. That is going to be of type string, and we're going to need URL. That is going to be of type of string optional. Okay, all right, so that's our post, and now once our post is ready, all we need to do is create our network manager, and then we can actually use that post object that we have created, the struct, to parse all the data that we have received from the API. Okay, so in the next video we're gonna do just that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.